one of the nicest, illest, dopest local hip hop artists in Lexington, Kentucky. And I will also say that if you don't have the album King Tucky by my good friend Divine Kawambo, you need to go get it either digitally or go to the album in downtown Lexington to go get yourself one and listen to three songs in particular: B-Boy Burial, Training Day, and that guy said I'm the nicest interlude which you just heard moments ago. This man, I'm very pleased to be joined with D. Lee right here, right now. What's good, man?
Oh man, not much really. Just normal day. Had some work this morning. Took my mom out to eat some pad thai. You feel me? Just normal day. How about you, my man?
I'm good, man. I want to thank you so much for being on the show. Truly appreciate
Hey
it.
man, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, brother.
So I always like to start out the interviews with the local artists like this and let people know when the first time I seen you perform. The first time I seen you perform, a little over a year ago, at a show called Brown Sugar, hosted by Divine Kawama. A lot of talented local artists was on the bill. And when Divine introduced you, he was talking about, you went through a rough time at that time. And you was overcoming so much adversity. And you performed like a few weeks after a family member of yours passed away.
Yeah.
And you came in there and you killed it, man. I was like, who is this dude? Where he came from? Like, man, this dude is a monster on the mic, man. I'm just like, those are the type of moments you don't forget. I don't care if it's mainstream or local artists. When they pull their heart out like that, considering what you and your family went through at that time, and you out there performing, props to you, brother, man. Like you,
Hey, thank you so much, man.
yeah,
For real, it was a really hard thing to get up there and do that, but I knew that's what I was supposed to do, and so I just did it. You feel me, man?
absolutely. So, what made you decide to become a hip hop artist? How did it all start off for you?
Man, let's see. So I've always been kind of an artist, and back when I was like, I don't know, like fifth grade, some I started like singing a bunch. Well, actually, I was singing a bunch throughout my whole childhood. For real. Like, I always loved music, and it always like was one of those things that just kind of like I vibed to everything, you know. Like um, I joined the chorus in the fifth grade, and I started singing, and and I really like to stand in front of people and perform. I would stand in my gym class and I would perform, and my gym teacher would let me, Miss Clinker, shout out Miss Clinker, Claysville Elementary School. Um, but she let me do that, so it kind of got me in that feel for what it's like to perform, you know. So I kept doing the chorus thing for a couple years, sixth and seventh grade, and then it got to be too much like school for me, you know, like too much like act like reading it on the paper and stuff. I want to do it, you know, like I want to sing, I want to whatever, you know. And I took that singing and instead of like singing over songs that I liked a lot, I kind of thought about, you know, like ways I can make my own kind of music and express myself in my own ways, and instead of like singing over somebody else, you know what I mean? And so I would, like in the eighth grade, I really was like, man, I'm gonna try to write a rap. 'Cause I've been listening to rap like too as well for like many, many years. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to write a rap. And I think it was over, what instrumental was that? It was like Burn from Meek Mill's Dream Chaser, something that snaps, you know, like back in the day. And not like back in the day, of course, but back in like my younger days, whenever I was young. But not him, you feel me? But and I wrote it, and I read it back to myself. I was like, man, that is, I really like that. And so I showed a bunch of people because I was proud of myself, and they were like, man, write another one. You know, that was cold. Like my homie Lucky Jackson, he was like, man, that was that was sick, you know. And so I wrote some more, man, and it just kept going with it. Like every time, it's like I kept writing better and better and better, uh, and I was just really, I don't know, I was really feeling. I knew this is what I wanted to do with my life. You know what I mean? And so I guess, yeah, man. I guess that's how I started to be a hip hop artist.
Talk about a transition for you, you know, and to see how far you come musically, and you know how you put these raps together, and you just snapping at them, you know, like
Oh yeah, man.
I remember like last Wednesday, not last Wednesday, but last Sunday or Saturday for that matter, you when Devon introduced you, you know the guy that's kind of like Eminem doing a song with Jay Z, and then Eminem kills him and Jay Z stuff. That's how I describe you. Uh, you know, you kind of like a white Kendrick Lamar, pretty much. I mean, you
It's
I,
crazy.
I just, Devon likes to just joke around and stuff, but he's a genuine good dude, and he gives so much to the community, things like that. So,
Oh, I know he's
you know,
amazing, man. I love Divine.
I just consider him like a hero to me. He's like a hero
Yeah.
locally. I look up to him, and a lot of people do. So in the album Kentucky, he mentions you as an inspiration, and many other artists that inspired him to do this Kentucky album. You made more guest appearances than any other artists on this album. You did 3 songs. What was it like getting a chance to be in the studio and working with Devon on
Oh,
these songs?
oh man, it was incredible. I gotta tell you, it's really rare when you find yourself around another hip hop and like hip hop lover, man. Like that's just like, oh, man, like you know that song, "A Love Like Ours" on Kentucky, the second track.
Yeah.
It's like that with me as well, you know, with the boom bap and everything, and like being in there with Devon, just trading verses like back and forth. The energy, man, it was out of the roof. Like I felt like I was in outer space, just like killing it, man. You know, like oh god, it was unreal. And the fact that okay, so we did the first song. It was God Said I'm the Nicest, and that was so fun to do. That this man like he kept calling me back to do like other songs, and eventually, you know, like that, I was on 3 tracks on the tape. So, but I gotta say, man, it's all fun, man. Hip hop, God, I gotta say, Devon, thank you, man. And yeah, Kenny, he's he's really doing it with the lyrics. He's the king right now.
You know, Kentucky, the album in stores right now. Go get it. You can listen to all the 3 songs and the rest of the album. There's still some physical copies left with 2 bonus tracks. And if you enjoy that Kentucky album while you can, because Devon got more stuff coming. As a matter of fact, he's got the deluxe edition on the way in February. It's going to
Oh
include
yeah.
6 more tracks, and I believe that they're all going to be remixes. And Obvious is on those beats as well. He's one of the producers. I interviewed Obvious last week. Shouts out to him. Um, so, who are some of your influences in hip hop? Those that inspire you to do what you do?
Man, I gotta say, my my biggest inspirations in hip hop have gotta come like from whenever I had started, who I was listening to the most, who really inspired me to pick up the pen and pad. Man, I gotta say, Eminem and Lil Wayne. And people, you know, people can say whatever they want about Lil Wayne and Eminem, man, but they'll always be 2 of my favorites. Cause man, if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I'd be talking to you right now about hip hop. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd be doing something that I really love to do in life. You know, so I gotta say those 2 right there. And that's just the old inspirations, you know, and not saying old as in like they don't still inspire me. They do. They still inspire me. But my newest inspirations have really been let me think. Kendrick Lamar, Mac Miller, J. Cole, like those dudes that are getting up there and really spitting the truth. Like giving instead of giving you all this garbage about like you talking about, like I'm not gonna say any names. I'm not
The
that kind of
mumble
person.
rap.
But
Let's just put it out there. Mumble rappers. We're just gonna call them
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So they're not giving you the real food for thought, like Divine is giving you, like Mac Miller is giving you. He's giving you something to really bite down on and think about. That's what really inspires me as an MC. I don't want to just, I mean, you know me, I have fun with my bars and everything, but at the same time, I'm trying to get this message across. Like it's deeper than that. It's deeper than all this other stuff. It's really awesome, man. I love hip hop. But yeah.
There's a lot of talented artists locally on the hip hop scene that I'm happy to say that I know 'em and that I'm a fan of their music, like yourselves and Obvious and Cod Ransom, Body Bad Dad. Um, Shout out to Jonesy. Shout out uh, to one of my Hybrid the Rapper, Drix, Knowledge, Walter Clay, Iggy D.
Yeah.
I mean, and speaking of which, the last time I seen you perform recently was Lex State of Mind. That was put together by Cod Ransom, and he's trying to turn this into a monthly thing. And the first show that I went to, and also shout out to Fresh C as well, it was bananas. Okay,
Oh, oh yeah.
it was just an awesome show all around. I mean, and you've been getting a lot of support for those and your fellow local hip hop artists. I mean, obviously getting support from fans and family is always good. But what's that like getting the support from your fellow local hip hop, even though people can say that hip hop can come across as a bit competitive at times?
Man, it really feels great to have such good chemistry with all those guys, man. Like, man, it's not like we just get. It's not like the kind of people you would just chill with, and make music the whole time. You know what I mean? It's the people that you want to hang out with and actually vibe with and like I don't know. It's just cool people, man. And especially when we're all together at an event like Lex State of Mind, like sure and really expressing ourselves for whoever wants to come. Like, people don't have to come, but like whoever's there that happens to be there, in that with us, man. Like we all appreciate that. And just knowing that looking around at the dudes and just knowing what we're doing, and we're just looking at each other like, yeah, look at all these people, like, oh my God, look, you know what I mean? And Fred C's up there, like, killing it, and just everybody's bouncing, and I'm just out there vibing, singing the words and everything. It's great, man. Like, it's really fun to know these guys and support these guys and to be supported by these guys.
So with the year 2016 winding down, and people like myself want to know, are we gonna be in for a new Dealey album in 2017?
Hey, man, you might be in for one in 2016, to be honest. But I'm not too sure. I'm really pushing. I'm really pushing right now for a 2016 release because I've had people waiting for a long time now. So, but if not 2016, then you're expecting the earliest of the early 2017. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I can understand. Like you definitely, a lot of people be like, "When the Dealey album? When it's coming, man?" At the end of the day, you're an artist, and the last thing you want to do is rush some stuff out, and then people be like, you know. But, music artists are kind of like chefs. Like, with
Yep.
chefs, you gotta make sure the best food is put out there. Make sure it looks good, smells good, the ingredients is out there. Make sure it's all on point. And then for you artists, gotta make sure you're in the studio. Make sure you get these rhymes on. Make sure they can hear you, unlike the mumble
Mhm.
rappers. You also gotta make sure that that chemistry, you and the producers and things like that. So it's okay, D-Lee supports. He's coming. Just gotta wait a little bit longer. Just gotta wait. He's coming. Everybody wants it. So, and I've been very fortunate, talented artist. Not only do I consider this man a real MC, but you're one of the most humble persons I know on the local scene as well. You're a very humble man. And shout out to Mama Lee. Shout out to Moms.
Yeah, you already know she's tuning in
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. So, and let's talk about moms for a moment because
Okay.
what's it performing and you see your mom on stage just jamming, robbing. Yeah, that's my son. What's that like?
Hey, it makes me laugh. It's like that person right there like, gave me life, and being able to see her so happy and so joyous around, like recording me on and getting up in the camera, then my mom's holding you, spitting those bars, action, like, oh man, I gotta tell you the price on that feeling right there, man. As being a mother's boy, you can't put a price on that. So much love to Mama Lee.
Shout out. I'm gonna start calling her the Kentucky hip hop mom. That's
Oh,
what.
she is.
Oh yeah,
She is, man. That's her title now.
yeah. The Kentucky hip hop mom. Ain't no other mother can have that title until I see another mom on a hip hop show like she is. Ain't nobody taking that crown. I'm officially crowning her the Kentucky hip hop mom award or something like that. We're just gonna put it out there on this show. And before I let you go, man, why don't you let them know where they can hear your music and where they can get in touch with you, social media wise, Facebook, Twitter, any other links people need to know.
Got you, my dude. Yeah. You can see everything that's going on at lextownoperation.com. You can catch me and some other MCs I rap with on SoundCloud. You type in capital L, capital T, capital O. It's like one of the top sites right now. You can listen to that right there. And as far as everything I'm working on right now, that is like top secret until I drop this mixtape. I might drop a couple singles off of it, but that's all top secret. You can't hear any of that, but just know that the wait will soon be over.
Great
But
chatting,
yeah, man.
great chatting with you, man. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay. Well, it was great chatting with you. Thank you for being on the show. Truly appreciate it, and and continued success, man. Like many, it's gonna be worth the wait for this D-Lee mixtape and an album or EP or whatever you got in store, man. In a secret, studio somewhere, just working on these
Yeah.
songs. So, but continued success. Thank you for your time, man.
Hey, man. Thank you so much for having me on here. It was a pleasure to get on here and talk with somebody that cares so much about Lexington community and the hip hop and everything that's going on. So, man, thank you so much for that.
Hey, people like you makes it so easy to support you guys, and not just the music, but y'all as people. So I give you kudos, man. And you have a good night, have a great weekend, and have a happy Thanksgiving as well.
Hey, man. Thank you so much. You do the same.
All right, bye bye.
All right. Bye-bye, brother.